They call you the godfather of AI. So what would you be saying to people about their career prospects in a world of superintelligence?
Trained to be a plumber.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna become a plumber.
AI and automation are taking over an increasing number of jobs, and will likely continue to do so in the coming years. This will happen even if we don't get to artificial general intelligence, or AGI, when AI surpasses human intelligence. Although maybe that has already happened, who knows. There is a lot that can be done even with the current AI advancements to automate tasks and make things more efficient, thus requiring less human employees. Currently, a lot of the jobs being automated with AI are white-collar jobs that can be done through a computer. That's why many people, including the so-called AI godfather, Geoffrey Hinton, are telling people to become plumbers or get into some other skilled blue-collar trade, such as becoming an electrician, welder, or carpenter. These jobs are not as easily automated as, for example, a paralegal or low-end programmer, because humanoid robotics are not at that level yet. But is this a good idea? I am not so sure if it's the best way to go, and might backfire on some people getting into these trades. Because let's say AI and automation technologies render humans obsolete for many white-collar jobs, and even automate some low-skilled blue-collar jobs using advanced robotics, and then unemployment rate jumps to 20-30% or more, which is already a huge problem. Then more people start studying in trade school and become plumbers, electricians, and welders, among other such professions. What happens then? Well, there will obviously be an oversupply of skilled tradesmen. This will make it more difficult for them to find jobs, and there will likely be a downward pressure on wages, as employers will be able to dictate the terms and salaries. But it gets worse. The second reason I would argue that this is not a great solution is because who will hire these tradesmen? Right now, the main buyers of apartments and houses that the tradesmen could work on are either investment firms or high-income earning white-collar workers. If AI replaces much of these high-income jobs, less people will be able to afford to buy homes, and this will reduce the demand for skilled tradesmen, again reducing wages and making it even more difficult to find work. I mean, if this AI tech really takes off, it will transfer and concentrate even more wealth in a small number of major tech corporations like OpenAI, Meta, xAI, Alphabet, and so on, as well as the investment firms that own their stocks. Other companies will fall into a downward economic spiral as there is less goods and services being traded on the market, forcing them to reduce their operations and rely on even more automation to lower spending and increase profits. The main people and companies spending money in this economic environment would be the super rich buying various mega yachts, private jets, mansions, doomsday bunkers, and maybe even space rockets to Mars from each other, and of course the tech giants buying more AI data centers. The demand for pretty much everything else that average people buy would likely crash, and only really the wealthy owner class could afford anything. The plumbers and electricians would be in a hyper-competitive labor market with bad work contracts and stagnant or even declining wages, while the rest of us would likely starve on the streets or something unless some form of universal basic income is introduced. But it's entirely possible that the mega rich would not let go of a single penny in taxes to pay for UBI. Basically, I am not saying to not get into a trade. Maybe if you do it early, you can become highly skilled and develop connections in the industry and thus be first in line for new jobs and receive better wages. We all have to do what we must to survive. But I think for most of us, it's not going to work out very well. I think we're kind of cooked. Remember to like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video. Okay, thanks, bye.